The fellow that I met doing comedy in New York in the 70s was Freddie Prinze. Some of you might remember him. At the time, both of us were unknown, but it wasn't long before they realized that he had talent and I didn't. No, I'm really not kidding about that. Comics would come up to me and say that your material's great, but your delivery stinks. So I got to where I was getting paid $10 a joke. I would sell jokes for $10, and so I made more money doing that than I ever did doing comedy. But anyway, he gets discovered. He gets on the Carson show, and by the way, I said this last night, I miss Johnny Carson.
Oh, yeah.
I miss these knuckleheads that call themselves comics on late night television. They're an embarrassment to themselves. They're an embarrassment to their mothers who love Johnny Carson, right? So it was clean humor, it was fun humor, and he didn't get involved with politics and create diversity. Am I right? Yeah, Johnny was wonderful. So anyway, Freddie Prinze gets on that show. He's a success. He gets offered a TV series called Chico and the Man. Some of you will remember that Freddie Prinze's, one of his famous lines was, "My dad's Hungarian, my mom's Puerto Rican, I'm Hungarican." And he'd say in the show, "It's not my job, man." Remember that? So those of you old enough to remember that, I know Chuck is. The problem with Freddie was he was always doing drugs. And it was pretty typical of comics. I never did drugs. To this day, I haven't smoked marijuana. I just don't like drugs. I'm against them. I like my wine. But I don't do drugs. And so I used to try to tell Freddie, you got to stop doing that. You got to knock it off, because he was a great guy. His heart was wonderful. Well, one night on January 29th, 1977, I was coming back with a friend of mine from out having drinks and dinner on Wilshire Boulevard, right in front of Westwood, right in front of the VA hospital, if you know where that is, right there. And I'm in the passenger seat in the front, and the fellow driving, Tony, didn't realize that the car in front was stopped, and he slammed right into the back of them, and I went through the windshield with my head, broke my right arm, and was taken to UCLA Medical Hospital, where they're taking glass out of my forehead and working on me. All of a sudden, they stop. They completely stop working on me, and they focus on this new person that just came in. And they brought a guy in on a gurney and put him in the area next to me. And who was it? Freddie Prinze. That night, he was so strung out on drugs, he was playing Russian roulette, and he put a bullet in his head. And I remember thinking to myself, and I've thought many times since, what else could I have done? What could I have done to tell him a little bit more often, don't do those drugs. Don't do the drugs. And by the way, I'm going to tell you later about some accidents that I've had more recently, but they gave me pills when I was leaving the hospital, these really heavy-duty pain pills, and I refused to take them. And to this day, I don't take them. I said, I'm going to deal with the pain instead of chance or accidentally get hooked on them and go down the road of Freddie Prinze or other people. So, I've told myself, I had to convince myself, it's better to let God help me deal with the pain, and that's what I did. So Freddie passed away, and the sad thing, of course, was that he had a young son that had just been born shortly before, who went on to become an actor. But the saddest part is I think were 6 or 7 or 8 teenage people who killed themselves and left notes saying, I want to be buried next to Freddie.